WAPN 91.7 FM, and I love doing interviews. So could you introduce yourself and what is the name of your nonprofit?
Yes, good morning.
Good
my
morning.
name is Shanice Carr, and the name of my nonprofit is Survivors Healing Sanctuary.
Right there, it says it all. You know, I love it when nonprofits are actually named what it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? And you just were a recipient of the Bold Ladies of Volusia County, weren't you?
Yes.
How did that all work out? Are you a bold lady, or how did that work out?
I am a bold lady.
Okay, I am too, but I have missed a few because of life, you know. So you're a bold lady, and they found out you had a nonprofit.
Well, we've supported others in the past because we're very big on partnership and collaboration. And this year they were planning their recipients, and we just happened to be the month of January, which was perfect because January is human trafficking month.
I know. I thought the same thing.
I love that.
I
yes,
know.
Yes.
And so when I saw all those come together, I was like, yay. Normally I do the little black dress thing for the week, you know, and the whole 9 yards. And people, it's funny, the first time I did it, I thought, oh gosh, I don't think I can do that. And then like the second year I did it, it was like, okay, I get it now. You know, it wasn't a weird thing for me anymore. And it's people would go, why are we wearing like the same outfit, Shell? And I'm like, because there's people out there that is their outfit.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about your nonprofit and how you got started. Do you have a backstory to get to where you're at, or what's going on?
Yes. So I've worked the Certified Center here in Volusia for many years, and I just always felt this calling to do more. And during that time under the Certified Centers, I am one of those, if you ask anyone, they're like, she thinks so much out of the box and has so many great ideas. And unfortunately, grants don't always like the out of the box thinking.
See, we don't get grants here because we pray.
Yes, yes.
And they, you know, they can governize that or whatever the word is. And I'm like, no, God will just do it.
Yes, yes. And so the same, I did. I prayed about it, and you know what? It led me to open my own nonprofit and kind of branch out to myself. And I'm just like, nope, we're going to do the work. We're going to answer the call. We're going to show up for our survivors, and all the things that they actually need. We're going to be able to provide those services and give them the safe space.
Now, what is an actual need to a survivor? Because I have what I think in my mind, but I'm sure I'm way off. So what is an actual need of a survivor?
So one of the things that I fought for years is some type of safe sheltering option. So if you look county by county, we have several shelters for homelessness, which I love. We have it for domestic violence. We have it for homeless families. But there's no sheltering option for sexual assault.
I know that.
Yeah.
And it's weird because I've got a call like that. And you know, it's so funny because I start going through my lists and I'm like,
nothing. Especially for a county our size and all of the events and transition that we have.
Town, and then we're the gateway for sexual trafficking. And all. You would think because of all those things, I think we're the top 3 or something.
Florida has been the top 3rd state out of all 50 states since 2019.
So I wonder why, because we have a wonderful governor and we have a lot of great things in the state of Florida. I wonder why like that hasn't ding ding.
Yes. And I go to Tallahassee every year, and I'm having these talks. And I'm like, listen, we have to bring the awareness. But the thing is that, you know, we see it all the time. If it's not talked about, if it's not said, it doesn't happen, and it's not a need. So I'm just going to be loud and advocate.
Well, be loud, girlfriend. No, because it is sad, and you're totally right. We all have our thing that we're passionate about, and I know for me personally, of course, I do Christian radio. I've done it forever, but about 4 years ago, God said, we need to start bridging these nonprofits. The church meets so many needs, and I appreciate the church, but they're still only either small or big or whatever, and they don't have the manpower or the know-how or whatever. So I've really been advocating for the nonprofit, the small guy out there that has that great nonprofit to get that ID, to get it. Where's that shelter at? How do we get this? How do we get? And that's been a huge bridge to me. that I think that if we keep doing this, it will become more of a normal, which is not a good normal, but a normal that has information for everybody.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's important.
Yes.
So tell me, what all do you do then for people?
So we, in addition to helping with some safe sheltering options, we provide advocacy, counseling. We have a huge prevention program. We have actually, over the last 6 months, taught self-defense to over 100 senior citizens.
Now, I love that. I've taken a self-defense class. I don't know if you know about this, but Holly Hill offers one for free.
Yes,
And so I have taken that. And it's so funny because I probably learned 2 things there. I probably learned more, but 2 that I could do as an older person and be confident doing it.
Yes. Yes.
And that is life-changing.
It is. It gives you your power back. You don't feel helpless.
No, and you know what it was? Wrapping your leg around the bottom part of a person's leg. Mm-hmm. How easy is that? Yeah. But I don't know why. I mean, I'm 63 years old. Why didn't I come up with that on my own? I don't know, but I went to that, and I was like, wow, anybody can do that. Literally.
Yeah. And we tell people after we're doing these, we say, keep doing them. Practice at home, because we think about that muscle memory. Mm-hmm. So then if anything happens, that it's just innate that you automatically do those moves and you can help protect yourself.
Why did you decide to do that? Because I love that.
Because we noticed that with our cases, we have a 17% increase in our senior citizen population for sexual assault.
Wow.
A lot of perpetrators see, both children, very young children, children with disabilities, or anyone with disabilities, and our senior population as the vulnerable population. They're considered to be weak and an easy target. And so even when we're going out and we're spreading awareness and we're giving safety tips, we also want to leave you with tips where you feel a little bit confident in yourself as well.
And I totally agree with that, because I know that when I'm going here and there and everywhere getting gas on Friday mornings, there's a way that you get out of your car and get your gas, and there's a way that you are victimized as you're getting your gas.
Yes.
I get out, I have my cell phone, I've got my, keys, I've locked the door behind me. I have, if I do leave my door open because I'm doing something, I have it where it's wedged between me and the gas.
Yes, I love that.
I know, isn't it funny though? But it's because I've learned over the years of those little tips, even putting the stuff in my trunk, of my SUV when I'm getting groceries. I've learned how to put that cart to protect me. I'll shove it at you. You know what I'm saying? But that could be a life changer.
It is. It is. Even the way you hold your keys when you're leaving a building. And now we even tell ladies, don't these large purses. Your keys fall to the bottom.
Yeah. Hello.
So please, when you're in the store, pull them out of your purse. Have them in your hand, readily available. Stick one of the keys between your knuckles just in case when you're walking. And if you practice this again, it becomes habit.
Right. I love that. And you know what I also do is I carry a sling bag when I'm out and about. And depending on what store I'm going to, I might not even carry a bag. I might put it in my pocket and just know, Now, I know everybody nowadays has our cell phone and we have all the stuff on it. We can pay through our we can do everything through our cell phone. But I also think that's vulnerable. I think because it has everything, and because we depend on that so much, I think that we lose common sense.
Yes.
I really do. And even my car, you don't even need a key. It just has to be somewhere on my body.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Which in a way is wonderful, but not. Lock your door when you get in the car.
Yes.
The
first thing you should do.
Right, but how many people don't? Because we know, when we started, it's going to lock once we put it in gear. Okay, but you're sitting there for 3 minutes, putting your purse down or checking that text that came in or whatever you're doing. You got to be proactive, because the people that are bad, they're proactive.
Yes. And it is. I just met with this lady, and she's like, my daughter came and she put this passcode on my phone, and I really just want you to take it off. I don't want a passcode. And so I explained to her why her daughter probably put it in there. And when I took it off, I said, now, if you lose your phone or leave it somewhere, I have access to all of
Everything.
your contacts, all of your saved passwords, which her bank account information was saved in there.
Yep.
And I was like, so I get to go on a shopping spree. I get to probably find out where you live and also
Within
contact your
seconds.
people. Yes.
Seconds.
Yes.
It's not like back in the day that there was research. It's
No.
seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm glad that you do that for seniors. That's very special. And then what do you do for younger people? I mean, there's a big problem you said with young people.
Yes.
And that's hard for me to hear as a grandmother.
Yes. As
You
a
know.
matter of fact, over the last 2 months, we've taken in 2 4-year-olds and a 7-year-old into our services. And so it is the education. I am very grateful that we have a lot of community partners that have after school programs like the YMCA, the Boys and Girls Club, and they all create spaces so that we can go in and we can talk to the kids. We can do some prevention
Education
efforts
is
with them.
so important, isn't it?
Yes, yes. Not only that, but we hold and we have some youth advocates, and they talk about boundaries and creating those boundaries at school, boundaries with friends, familial boundaries. And all of that is even stuff that we need to practice as adults. I have boundaries at work, in my workplace.
I think we need a safe word. You know,
Yes.
people laugh at me when I say that, but I think we all need a safe word because
Yes.
especially with AI. Okay, AI is amazing, let me just tell you.
Yes.
But it's only as amazing as you want it to be and you're allowing it to be.
Yes.
I think what's wrong with AI is that it becomes more powerful as we feed information into it.
Absolutely.
Well, I also every month do a thing with Chief Williams from Holly Hill. He comes in here for 30 minutes every month and gives us updates.
Yeah.
And the thing about that is they're using AI to fool you. So you'll get a call. It will be like from a number that seems familiar or whatever. You'll answer it and it will be your child's voice, your husband's voice, your whatever, saying, hey, I'm in a situation. Can you get me this money or can you do this? And you think it's the person you love
Yes.
or care about or whatever. And it's not. It's
No.
a generated thing. So who thought ever in our lifetime we would have to worry about that?
Yeah.
So you need to have a safe word and you need to change your safe word.
Yes, and then we also need to talk to our youth about healthy relationships. We do that all the time, and healthy friendships, not just those intimate relationships, but those friendships and,
And
what
what
that
do
looks like.
what do you say to them? Because I have, like I said, teenage granddaughters. So
yeah.
what do you say to them?
So we tie it into the boundaries piece, but we teach them what healthy relationships look like. And then even as we get with our older youth that are sexually active, you know, we always have those talks where, you know, a parent or a guardian will teach you protection, but do they teach you what consent looks like?
That's a good one.
We went to one of the local college campuses here and we asked them, does silence mean yes?
Wow.
And 90% of that room said silence was consent.
Wow. I bet you were shocked.
And that was on a college campus. So I was like, oh, we got to dig deep and we have to go high school, middle school. So even having those conversations of what consent looks like
I love
on the
that.
other side of healthy relationships.
I love that. And you know, and I hate chat rooms. I actually hate group messages because I feel like, and I love to text. So let's just throw it out there. I didn't think I would, but I do love to text. But texting can be taken so out of character.
Yes.
And
Yes.
we have to sometimes call. Yes, make the phone call and say, I'm sorry, I didn't think I was driving or I was in the middle of a meeting and I was trying to answer you. That is my worst habit out there. I'll be in the middle of something and I'll just try to answer you so you don't think I'm
Quickly.
being rude.
Yes.
But I come off ruder.
Yes. I just did this with Bold Ladies when we presented last week. And I said, sometimes you have to pick up the phone because how many times is the tone or your words, they're read wrong and
Right.
taken out of perspective.
Right. Because who knows what they're dealing with,
Yes.
the other person. We always think, oh, we're in the meeting. We're in the middle of whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, they could be in a meeting or whatever also.
Yes.
So you're totally right. That is my worst habit. I'm not going to lie, is the texting problem that I have. But just like you saw it just before we went on the air, I text my husband because I saw that he was sitting somewhere, and I thought, well, that was weird.
Yeah.
I said, is everything okay? Well, then he called me and said, well, what's going on? And it was just because of a communication thing.
Yeah.
And so, recommunicate, right? So how do we get a hold of your nonprofit? Is it the best kept secret in town, or because of what kind of nonprofit is it? Can you put the information out there? Do you follow what I'm saying?
We put it out there. We are at almost every outreach event.
Okay.
We're part of so many groups, and we collaborate with so many partners. We are on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
So tell us all those handles, because we need to know.
So if you go to survivorshealingsanctuary.com, that's our website. Our phone number is 386-232-8834. There's someone always there to answer. Again, we're out in the community, so you'll see us at every outreach event. We have MLK this weekend, so we'll be out in the community. And then in addition, Facebook, if you look up Survivors Healing Sanctuary, we're on there. TikTok, some take a lot of pleasure in our TikTok because we actually post a lot of videos of our therapy pup. So we use our therapy dog to connect with our youth that have gone through child sexual abuse, because it's hard to explain, or it's hard to actually say those words. And so our pup kind of just helps them feel a little more comfortable. So on our TikTok, there are several videos of him just being a pup and him working in the community as well. So if you look on TikTok, it's SHS.
And how can people help you? Because I'm sure do you need volunteers? Do you need finances? Is there products that you need?
We are looking for 2 new board members. We are always up for volunteers, because this feat isn't small.
No.
I'm not going to lie to you. But in addition to that, we love donations. I didn't want to be bound by those same grants from before. So we are 100% fundraising and donation.
That's awesome.
But all of the services that we provide are free to our community.
And
every bit.
What is walk me through a day? Is it daily that you get calls, or is it sporadic with what's going on in Daytona? Are you only Volusia County? Give me some of those details.
We're actually Volusia, Marion, Sumter, and Lake County. We recently just moved into Lake County because they heard about us and they were like, we want you here.
Isn't that wonderful?
I'm excited.
It's wonderful to be wanted.
Yes, but we do get calls weekly.
Okay.
And we notice as well, every time we're out in the community doing a table, there's always at least 2 that come up. And I hear, I wish I had those services when I was sexually assaulted.
See, I have never heard about you. And so I was excited when, you sent me over the message, and then I got to read about you, and I was like, wow, how come I do not know about her? Because information is hard to get out there. That's why I do these interviews. That's why I do Facebook Live. That's why I do YouTube. Because if we're helping one person, if we change one person's life, and you say, well, I'm not dealing with any of that. Okay, you might not be today.
Yeah.
But you might in a few weeks, or you might walk up to somebody, or somebody at church, or somebody in your school, or somebody at your job, or your grandchild says, I've got a friend.
Yes.
And, you could rescue that friend just by knowing information. Information is knowledge.
More than what we know. By the time you and I finish talking here, 4 people at least would have been sexually assaulted. It's 1 every 68 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
And so for a lot of people, I put that into what your workday looks like, how many in 8 hours that you're at work.
I'm in shock.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to know what I thought? Maybe 1 a day.
No. Oh, no.
But I'm just saying, because that's just what I thought. And I thought that was high, to tell you the truth. I thought even 1 a day was high.
No.
What age group do you see mostly?
Now we're seeing a lot of that 10, 12.
Isn't that crazy?
And then college students, oh my gosh, when they go off from home and they have that freedom, we always see a lot of cases there. And then again, that senior population is up 17%. And not only that, but it doubles. So all of the centers that do my work, whether they're certified or just your standard nonprofits, they will tell you that there's always those uptick of seasons. And so we think about it, and here where we live, Bike Week, Race Week,
right, totally.
Jeep Week, all of those increase the cases. And there's times where I've responded to 3 cases in 1 day.
Wow. I guess my husband always says I'm naive, because I live in the Christian world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's why one of the reasons why I decided to do so much with nonprofits, because I do kind of live in a bubble. But I also have a platform here. We're around the world right this second. My radio stations stream around the world. I look at it like maybe you're even in China, or maybe you're in Germany or somewhere. Yeah. Just hearing that there is hope.
Yes.
That you're bringing hope to somebody that doesn't know the call, doesn't know how to. Do you talk about, it's funny that every generation, people say, "Oh, it's so horrible right now." Well, there was things that were horrible when I was young. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different level of horrible.
Yeah.
But I also think because of TV and because of TikTok and because of the music and because of that, it's been amped up. Or maybe is it just we notice it more? I don't know. But I do know that we need people like you, because there is somebody out there right this second that's going, I am that person. Yes. But I don't know what to do. Yeah. So a phone call away, right?
Exactly. We're always here.
What if you're scared to make the phone call?
We have that. We have that a lot, where it's just so many cases are underreported. I can tell you my numbers. I can tell you that the numbers that law enforcement reports, and I really only want to be honest with you and tell you, I feel like we're just scratching the outer surface.
So do I. Because I feel like you're ashamed, your pride, whose family you came from, whose didn't you come from,
your beliefs in your community. And so we just continue to have the talks, spread the word in the community, and allow people to let them see that we are a safe space.
I love it that you're an advocate. Give us one last time, phone numbers, whatever is the best way to get a hold of you.
SurvivorsHealingSanctuary.com, and there's actually even a chat space. So for those that are not really sure or really not ready to get on the phone with someone, they can go in the chat. It's anonymous, and we will definitely message you back and help you as well. And then the phone number again is 386-232-8834. And then again, you can privately message us if you want to on Facebook, on Instagram. We're always there.
I appreciate meeting you so much.
Thank you.
And being an advocate for this, because like I said, I am a nanny of lots of granddaughters. And they're getting at that stage. Well, I thought they were getting at the stage, but evidently they're already in the stage of when things are happening. Mean Girls and bullying is a lot different when I was that age.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because of the social media. And they catty women. We just can't help it. But now we have a platform. And it's a sad platform. It's not a good platform.
No.
So we need to be kind.
But it's because, on social media, you get to hide behind the computer. So then you get to be a meaner and say horrible things. And even while we're on the tips of social media, if I could leave one tip, especially
I would love it.
To some of the younger people listening, please stop sharing your location when you are there. If you want people to know that you've experienced this restaurant or this venue or whatever it is,
after you leave.
Yes, wait till after you
somebody
leave.
taught me that, and I was like, I was that person. Okay, I'm telling all my tales. I was a person that I walked in and I wanted to let you know because I was helping that business or helping that whatever, right?
Yeah.
And somebody pulled me off the side, literally, and said, "Shelley, now we all know where you're at."
Exactly. And so does any perpetrator, stalker, and I know where to come and find you.
Right. And I was like, really? And they go, yeah. And then your car, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So, Shell, wait until you leave.
Yes. You even, not only did you tell me where you were, and I get to come and find you at that place, but I can follow you home if I choose to.
And see, I didn't get all that. So, that's our tip for the day, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much. We could go on for hours and hours.
Thank you so much for having me.
And I'm so thankful for Bold Ladies of Volusia County that had you and that we got to connect.
Thank you.
You have a wonderful day.